I had one night, this great story, where I was in Westchester again, and I went all day. It was a terrible day. It was raining. I had a 0 day, right? It's like now 7:30 at night. I knock on some door, okay? Door opens. It's like, she's, oh, who are you? All right? I said, oh, I'm Joy. I deliver meat and seafood to some of your neighbors. She's like, all right, just go inside. I'll be right back. And she leaves. I answered a blind ad in the freaking paper. It said, action, make $1,000 a week, company vehicle. I'm like, oh, man, company vehicle, $1,000 a week is all the money in the world back then, right? 1985, right? So I go in, I walk in, it's a warehouse. Turns out the company vehicle is a freaking pickup truck. And I walk in, it's like 12 guys in jeans and sneakers, and it's like they're selling meat and seafood door to door. Not to restaurants, but to homes and, like, when I say to businesses, like, you'd be like in a mortgage company, a guy, hey, want any meat and seafood, right? Like, you just walk in cold, right? Yeah. So at the first day, I go out with this guy to train me. That was the system. You go out with a trainer. His nickname was the Penguin because he had like a stick up as he waddled around with a stick up his butt, like that, right? The Penguin gets me in the truck. Goes, listen, the key to sales is you got to be pumped up and positive. That's the key. I'm like, all right, it sounds good. He goes, and listen, whatever happens, no matter how many doors they get slammed in your face, you always got to end up and say, have a nice day. I'm like, why? He goes, because it makes you feel better about yourself. I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. So the Penguin drives up to like New Rochelle, upstate New York, right?
That was their training.
That was the training. We get out. He goes, just follow me. I'll show you what to do. He gets out of the first thing, knocks it off. Woman opens the door. He goes, hi, I'm Elliot. I deliver meat and fish. He's like, slam. He's like, have a nice day. He's like, that's fine. It happens, right? We go up to the next door. Woman opens the door. Hi, I'm Elliot. I deliver meat and fish to Clam. Anyway, listen, we were in what's called a cold neighborhood where no one wanted the food, basically. And door after fucking door got slammed in the Penguin's face. And every door that said, have a nice day, he waddles with his fucking stick up his butt, waddles to the next fucking door, right? Until somewhere around 12:30, he gets out of the truck, and I notice something strange. The stick falls out of his butt, his shoulders drop, and he like kind of lumbers up to the door, and he does what I call the non-closer's knock. It's like, he barely even knocks. He's hoping they don't answer, right? Woman opens up the door. He's a kind-looking woman. He looks, he goes, you wouldn't want any filet mignon, shrimp, or lobster tails, right? The last 35 people said no, so I'm just going to assume you're going to say no. Just get it out of the way now, right? Now, he didn't say those words. He didn't have to. The negativity was oozing out of his fucking body. He sounded so terrible. I was like, holy shit, does this guy know how? And I watched this happen. And I was like, wow, he lost his certainty, right? Anyway, the rest of the day, the guy didn't sell one box of meat. So I said, all right, well, whatever. It didn't go, but maybe I'll give it a shot, right? So they give me the next day a truck. They gave me 35 boxes of meat, right? I go out there. I said, let me just try it myself. And I drive up like about an hour from New York City up to Harrison, New York, where I had a girlfriend that lived in the area there. I went from college, right? And the first door I knock on, it's like this giant fucking mansion, right? It's like the Wizard of Oz. I'm like, I'm here to see the wizard, like that fucking big, right? I knock on the door, right? The woman opens up the door, and I'll give you my pitch. Said, hey, my name is Joy. I deliver meat and seafood to some of your neighbors. I got a few extra boxes on the truck. I'll give you everything it cost. She's like, that's it. She's like, what do you got? I'm like, hold on, I'll be right back. I ran out to my truck. I come back in with a fucking stack, a mile high of fucking boxes, and I'm pretending like I'm in trouble. I'm a truck driver. I'm in trouble. I'm like 21 years old. I look probably 12 at the time. I look pretty young now. I look 12 at the time. I get on my knees. I open up the box. I start saying, this right here is filet mignon. Set the cut, cuts with a plastic fork. I had a little wrap for every single fucking thing. I went through all the things. She's like, listen, I really can't fit that in my freezer. I'm like, I'm a professional freezer packer. I said, do me a favor. I'll just give you everything. I'll give you a baker's dozen. Buy 12, I'll give you one free. She lived alone, this woman. She probably still has the fucking meat today because she bought 13 boxes. The first door I knocked on bought 13 boxes of meat from me. The first day, I sold all 35 boxes. I almost sold a woman the truck. She almost bought my fucking truck from me because she felt bad for me, right? When I went back to the warehouse that next day, they're like, where's the food? I'm like, I sold it. They're like, to your friends? I'm like, no, to strangers. They're like, no, it's impossible. The average guy was selling 4 boxes a day, 5 boxes a day, right? The first week I sold 250 boxes. And the simple way I did it was this. You walk up to a door. Hey, my name is Jordan. I deliver meat and seafood to some of your neighbors. I got a few extra boxes on the truck. I'll give you a great deal on anything. If they say not interested, do you know anybody who might be? No. Have a nice day. Next. And I had a system that was not about turning. This is what the dispute I had with Grant Cardone is that it's not about turning people. If someone doesn't want meat, I'm not going to debate for 35 fucking minutes about whether they should buy meat. I'm going to go to the next store. And all I want is someone to say, what do you got?
That's right.
Hold on, I'll be right back. And then I start. So to me, that's the difference between marketing and selling. When I'm knocking on a door and giving my pitch, that's pretty much marketing, but I'm marketing door to door. When the moment she says, what do you got? I'm like, hold on, I'll be right. That's when the selling begins. I run back, I get my fucking boxes, I plot. And Brad, I was so good at this. Right? Like I had all these funny, I would just say all this funny shit. Like it was just great. And my rule was that I had to sell at least 20 boxes a day. If I did not sell 20 boxes, I would knock on doors till my fucking knuckles were bleeding. That was my rule. I had one night, this great story, where I was in Westchester again, and I went all day. It was a terrible day. It was raining. I had a 0 day, right? It's like now 7:30 at night. I knock on some door, okay? Door opens. It's like, she says, oh, who are you? All right. I said, oh, I'm Joy. I deliver meat and seafood to some of your neighbors. She's like, all right, just go inside. I'll be right back. And she leaves. I sitting down, it's pouring outside. She comes back like an hour later. I'm sitting by myself in a mansion. No one's there. In a mansion. Okay, now, who are you? What do you got? I explained. She's like, all right, just load it into the fucking, just load it into the fucking freezer. She buys out my whole fucking truck, this woman. All right. And every single 2 months, the whole truck. And that happened after literally 10 hours of knocking on doors with 0. And I came to realize that when you're out in the field, it literally has to be just literally, I am not stopping until my fucking knuckles are bleeding. If I'm calling on the phone, I am not stopping until literally I legally can't call at 901 and telemarketing laws. You get it? Like, it's about the numbers.